Hey everybody, it's Tony George along with Scott Spreitzer from DocSports.com. We're talking about the marquee matchup in the NFL, and it is a big one here in the AFC with my hometown Chiefs taking on the New England Patriots out in Foxborough here on a Sunday afternoon. The line is 3 in favor of the Patriots, Scott, and the total is 49. And before I pitch this off to Scott, not giving you a homer here, but I honestly feel this year that New England is absolutely dysfunctional on offense. They don't have a vertical threat. And I'll tell you something else. If you don't think that they don't miss Rob Gronkowski, then you got another thing coming, because that was a huge playmaker and an out for Tom Brady. And he does not have that year. Ben Watson's not cutting it. And for some reason or other, Scott, they have abandoned the running game. They've abandoned swing passes out of the backfield to White and others there. And they're relying a lot on Edelman, which is drawing a lot of double coverage. And I'll tell you what, right now, they're easy to defend this year. And Kansas City's defense, I will tell you, the last couple of games have held opponents down. They're playing better under Spagnuolo. And I'll tell you what, Kansas City is 100% healthy on offense. The running back position, a little bit iffy this week, but I'll tell you what, right now, Kansas City looks like maybe they're wrong. Maybe they should be favored and not the Patriots the way they're playing. Am I overreacting?
Call him Tolstoy. I'll be Cliff's Notes. Pump the brakes a little bit. You've got a situation here where New England's 10-2. Let's not go crazy that this team is all of a sudden in trouble and everything's falling apart. Tony's right. They don't have a good deep threat. They don't have the speed burner to get separation. As they get healthier at wide receiver, that might come back to play a little bit. The reason they can't do a lot of swing passes, because there's nothing there to keep defenses honest, because they don't have that deep threat. They miss that more than anything else.
Yeah.
And how messy must the situation with Josh Gordon be when they need a deep threat and they cut him anyway earlier this season? He's making, a few receptions here and there elsewhere. But as far as New England is concerned, they've still won 22 in a row at home. They win most of those games by more than a touchdown. They're 47-22, their last 69 against the spread, no matter where they play. I know they've lost the last couple of games. And as far as KC is concerned, listen, this is the game where New England might be able to find little bits of holes in the offensive and defensive lines and the trenches to where they can run the football and then set up those swing passes and maybe some little dump offs to the running backs like James White out of the backfield, because KC's defense still stinks. I don't care what anybody says about the stats last week, the week before. The defense stinks against the run. Mahomes goes 15 for 29 last week. They get a win. Jacobs, the young kid for Oakland, ran for over 100 yards last week, or they did as a team. The Raiders ran for 122, but they mistake their way to an ugly loss. Having said all that, I think we're going to see some points here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to think over 48 here, Tony.
Yeah, and they scored, they played each other 3 times the last 3 years. And, of course, Kansas City, a little payback for some calls that didn't go their way in the AFC Championship last year at Arrowhead. It's been a little bad blood for them. They're going to come in here with their ears pinned back, and they're going to play to their strength, and that's their offense, Scott. I agree, and I don't know if New England's offense is obviously not of the days of old here, but I think they can put up 30 points in this game. And I say this, if Kansas City's going to beat this team, they've got to score 35 or more points in order to beat New England. You may see another great shootout here between a couple of really good teams, Scott.
Yep, I agree. I think it's an over. It's 48. We mentioned in 10-10, watch those, by the way, that the last 2 times these teams have met last year, there were 85 points scored in one game. There were 68 points in another. I know the offenses aren't clicking as much as they were last year, but I still think it goes over this total. I think it's a little bit too low.
Be sure and check out the 10-10. Be sure and check out the Big 12 Championship and our other marquee matchups. We have a couple of betting report videos for you here, all courtesy at DocSports.com. Click that link in the description below. Come on over, get yourself $60. Get yourself some NFL winners from Mr. Spreitzer, myself. We got 10 other guys over there, too, pumping them out. Yep. So get over to DocSports.com.